In this rapid learning chunk, I'll explain how to use the root cause tool. This is the third of the tools that allow you to move from the forest, the tree, to the roots. This is the final one that actually drills down to the absolute detail. In this video, I'll cover off why there is a need to help coachees to drill down deeper, what the root cause tool will do for you, how to use the tool, and how often you could use it. With coachees, sometimes there's some recurring problem that needs to be investigated, some little thing that maybe started some while ago that's likely to act as a derailer and knock them over. So this is the tool that you would use to actually get right down to that sort of finite detail. What the root cause tool is for, it helps you to identify key areas that need to be addressed, understanding the full implications of the struggle the person's having, the real effect, build up your resolve to make something happen, then look at the contributory causes as to why it's happening, identify the roots to the struggle. And then summarizing the main cause and identifying the solutions. This is how you would use it. So the metaphor in this case is the tree, and you have the trunk. The trunk is the major problem, the struggle that the person's going through, the particular issue, the recurring area of problem. The tree, branches, fruit, and leaves are, what are the implications? What's the knock-on effect of this major cause or problem? And then the roots of the tree are the source of why the coachee behaves in the way they do, understanding the real root cause. So cause and effect. So the trunk is the identified problem, and then the knock-on effect. Now, the reason we actually do that is the more you understand the effect of something that's going wrong, the more the coachee will buy into actually doing something about it. But here's an example, and this I come across a lot. I find it hard to say no to requests for help or to new challenges. So what I do now is I'm going to be showing you how to branch out, and I'll use different colors in this because sometimes the effect of what you're doing is positive, and sometimes it's negative. So it's just have a means of identifying, is this a positive or negative? So I want to please people, but I can't please everyone, and people take advantage of my willing nature. So you can see the negative things that are coming out. But I have happy customers, and I enjoy helping people. But I end up rushing to finish. And because of that, I've frequently missed deadlines. I'm inclined to make mistakes. I'm always short of time, and my private life suffers badly as a result of this. But I enjoy being busy. I achieve a lot, and I get job satisfaction. So you can see the moment you start branching, so what's the effect of each item? So once you get to a post-it note, you then sort of say, what's the effect of that? And you carry on until you've got a full branch sort of network. What you'll find in real life, you'll end up with mostly red. And these are all the problems that are actually triggered as a result of that sort of recurring problem. Now we're going to drill down to the roots. And why do I do this? What is the roots of it? Because I actually want to please people. I don't like to disappoint people. I like to be seen as a can-do person. I also don't want to be seen as a failure. It makes me feel wanted. I feel insecure and need to constantly prove myself. So you can see how when you start to drill down, you can start to actually understand the reasons why people behave the way they do. Another reason why is that I am not very well organized. I end up wasting time and effort. But I love a new challenge. I get bored with routine. I would rather start a new job than finish an old one. So when you've done this on like a flip chart or an A3 sheet of paper, and you're coaching somebody, take time, draw out all these different areas, keep asking the question. If you're looking at roots, why is this? Why is that? If you're looking at the branching, when someone comes up with something, ask if that post-it note has a knock-on effect. What's the effect of everything you do? Keep doing the effect until you get a real rich branching. Now, standing back and looking at that, so often what happens in real life is that people get told to go on a time management course because they just overloaded. But the real roots of the problem is that the person actually is very much a please people person. And no matter what systems they learn, they still want to carry on pleasing people. So you need in some way to actually coach them so that they can, and teach them a few routines whereby they can say no and not feel bad about it, because that's part of it. And also to emphasize that they are achieving so much so that maybe there's a feeling of lack of self-worth, help them to get through that. If they're not particularly well organized, then give them, as part of your coaching, some structure or some methodology that they can use. But in some way, get them to actually take sort of greater control over what they can do. But what you're doing as a coach is identifying things that will help them. So there it is. Here's an example. I mean, this example is about myself, and I can sort of put my hand up and say poor planning and organizing. That was something that I struggled with. But and the effect was, if you look on the left-hand side, I mean, poor prioritizing, last-minute panic, still always delivered, but but I was a work-life casualty, sort of taking work home, working longer hours, and my family suffered from it. And even the example of expense claims, I didn't see as high priority, and sort of ended up just chucking vouchers into a bin. But what I did, I was coached on a one-to-one basis to actually identify what the key causes were. And part of it was, my desire to please. I really wanted to help people. Modern work was different. And I wasn't good at maintenance mode, but I was successful. I was actually doing everything I was doing well. And I was creative, so I loved new challenges. But I'd never been taught. I'd never been taught to structure what I was doing. So from this, I identified the root cause. I, like so many people, was never taught how to work, how to deal with paper and emails, how to promote my time, how to plan, put admin into low priority work. I never took time out to learn how to do it better. I needed to find a way of working that gave me control, but in a way that didn't compromise my creativity. So a sort of time management with a special diary or something like that, that would never work with me. So the solution, I learned how to organize my desk and filing system in a simpler, more effective way. Then in everything I did, I separated current work from archives and recognized as a squirrel, I needed to get rid of massive amount of paper and data in order to streamline the way I worked. I implemented the do it now rule as a way of speeding up an end-of-day procedure, and a smart bring-forward system. I taught myself how to plan to do big jobs by doing my pre-work, normally via a mind map, to ensure that I had all I needed to sit down and complete a single session. So I give that as an example, but it's by actually fleshing out the full effects of what's going wrong and looking at the root cause. You then can identify solutions that will work with that person. So for me, having something that was too cumbersome and detailed would never work. I needed something really simple, and that's what I came up with. So that's how powerful the root cause tool is. So when would you use this? When a coachee has a recurring struggle that impacts on their performance, e.g. poor time management, where traditional solutions have little impact, e.g. attend time management training, and people go on multiple time management courses and they don't work. There's a need to drill down deeper to get to the underlying reasons for their behavior, e.g. poor self-esteem. But once you've understood what the underlying reasons are, then you've got something that you can coach. And summary, a great tool to get your coachee to build up their motivation to deal with recurring struggles. drill down to the underlying reasons why they have behaved in the way they do, identify the actions and behaviors that will correct the problem.